Hey y'all, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new to my channel. Today I have another sort of book related video for y'all. I know that my Monday videos are usually beauty, fashion, or whatnot, but this week is the week of the Creating & Co. Readathon that I usually try to participate in every year. She does about, I guess, like 3 or 4 a year. It's a Facebook book club that is ran by Paige Tapley. I apologize if I'm saying that name wrong, but she is the owner of Creating & Co. It's a website. She started off on Etsy with her stickers for the Erin Condren planner or whatever planner, happy planners or things like that, stickers for your planner. But she has expanded and she has her own website now, and she has merchandise like t-shirts and tumblers and things like that. And she also still sells her stickers there, which I'm obsessed with. She's like my top sticker shop, because I'm a huge planner. I have my Erin Condren right here in front of me. I've been into this whole kind of journal planning for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. And I've tried to like give it up, and I just can't. It makes me happy to sit down with my planner and kind of create a layout for the week and plan my week. Now, most of the time it doesn't go as I plan, but I mean, that's okay. Life is life. It's not going to be perfect. But I like to write everything down. I journal in here as well. So it's sort of like my journal, but I also can keep track of things that I absolutely have to do that week. Because I like to write things down. I don't have anything in my phone. I don't usually keep any appointments or anything like that. I like having it written down where I can see it on paper. I don't know. I'm old school, I guess. But anyway, moving on from that, she does a Creating & Co. Readathon. I'm sorry. It's her Creating & Co. Readathons that she does, like I said, 3 or 4 times a year. And each one is themed differently. We just had like our summer one back in June, I believe. And every time she does this, it has different challenges for you to choose your books and what you're going to read. And it's all in just one week. So you kind of have to be a little realistic. I mean, me anyway. She usually has about 5 categories. And you can pick 5 books for all the 5 categories if you want, but you can also combine the categories. So it used to be where only like 2 categories can be 1 book. And then I think the last readathon was you could have 3 categories for 1 book. But as far as I can tell for this readathon, it's anything. You can have apparently like 1 book for all 5 challenges, but that would be kind of hard though. But so anyway, this one is called the TBR Throwdown Readathon. So basically what that means is TBR is to be read. So if you have I kind of keep a stack of TBRs that I want to read, like books that I have in my collection or that maybe that I recently purchased that I want to read like soon. So I guess that's what TBR means if you're unfamiliar with that. So this one, she is challenging you to look on your bookshelf and pick books in her categories without having to go buy them or whatever. Now you can go to the library if you need to, if you don't have like a nice collection of books, borrow from friends, go to thrift stores, anything to where you're not really spending a lot of money, which I thought was super clever. Because I have a lot of books that I have not gotten to because I see other books that I want to read and I want to read before those books. So just over the years of buying books and TBR stacks kind of getting pushed back because of new things that come out that I want to read, I've shelved a lot of TBR books that are kind of further back from what I want to read now. So I challenged myself and I went through my books. I have my little bookshelf over there, which I really need to expand because it's getting tight. But I went through it, and this took me a little while. This took me about a week because I was just like, I don't know. Because one of the challenges is been on your shelf the longest. I have no clue. I have no clue. But I found one that it was kind of like tucked away back there. It's a little small one. And I was like, I sort of vaguely remember purchasing this, but it's really been a long time. So I figured, okay, well, this has got to be my book for that category. So I just went with that. It may not be the longest book I have on that shelf, but it's the only one I can think of that would be considered for this category. Now, I do have books from, way longer than this one, but I've read them already. So the challenge is to get books that you haven't read yet, that are still in your, like, on your bookshelf or in your TBR stack or things like that. So anyway, now that I've kind of gone over that, and if you want to join, great. I'll put the links down below, and you can join along with us. You can go, like I said, it's a Facebook group, and I'll put the link down to that, and you can go join and just see what you'll get to see what everybody else is reading. And they do, like, it's called reading sprints. So I just kind of like keep it open, like the weeks that the readathon is, I keep the Facebook group open. I can't talk today. And I just kind of keep refreshing it or whatever and seeing what, what's going on, because random people will say, well, okay, let's do some sprints. If you want to, you don't have to sprint if you don't want to. I mean, usually for me, because I can't just sit all day and read. If I happen to be doing something when someone posts a reading sprint, it just can't happen for me. So I just kind of read when I can, and I do my best to get all the books read in 1 week, but I have not done it yet. Now, the last readathon, I only chose like 3 books. I tried to mesh as many categories as I could together, and I still didn't get through them. I think I read 2. So, I did pretty good, but still I didn't get through the whole thing. So, this one, I'm challenging myself to do 4 of the challenges. But I don't know, I tried to kind of pick small books. These are true to the challenges. They're really true to the challenges. One of them I did not think I was going to put in there, but I was like, well, it does go perfectly with the category, and it just happens to be a little bit of a smaller book. So they are all a little bit of a smaller book. So maybe, hopefully, I can get through this challenge. Of course, right now, as I'm filming this is Sunday, so the readathon starts tomorrow, on August the 13th. So I'm filming this on the 12th, and as of right now, I'm reading The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer, and it's a nicely thick book, and I'm not quite halfway. I haven't been able to really read much this weekend, which I hoped I would have been able to. But, things happen, family get-togethers, and, things like that. So, but it's really a good book, and I'm really liking it. It's probably after I film, I'm going to jump back into this one. I'm probably not going to finish it before tomorrow, but, it happens. So, the challenges are, now of course they do, if you have a planner, she does have stickers for the planner so you can kind of keep up with everything. So I brought my, this is the Erin Condren, so I brought my planner in here so y'all can kind of see how I lay out my planner. My planners are pretty much laid out the same every week. Just because I'm a creature of habit, I guess, and I like everything to pretty much be the same. But this week is a little bit different. My sidebar is a little bit different from most weeks, but this week, of course, it includes the challenges. So you have your photo challenges that you will post on the Facebook group and Instagram as well if you want to. And then you have pages read. So Monday through Sunday, you can post however many pages you've read if you want to keep track of that. And yeah, so that's what the Throwdown sticker set looks like for this week of August the 13th. I haven't put my stickers yet on there for the book challenges. I'm going to put those down as soon as I finish this video. but I wanted to have this with me while I was trying to pick everything off my bookshelf, so that's why I hadn't stuck them on my planner yet. So the first challenge in the book category is been on your shelf the longest. So I kind of briefly went over this a little bit. This little book was tucked away in the back, and like I said, I vaguely remember picking this up. I'm pretty sure I was at, I know for a fact, I was at Barnes & Noble's, because if I'm remembering correctly, because I still love cozy mysteries, but cozy mysteries used to be my thing. Like, that's all I really wanted to read. So I have a bunch of cozy mysteries. So I guess this one caught my eye. Like I said, I remember being in Barnes & Noble's, and I remember like this little rotating shelf. And they had like the new paperbacks or whatever right by the cozy mystery section. So this one looked cute, and at the time I can remember I was big on gluten-free, because I was just learning that I had like a gluten intolerance. I nowhere have like celiac disease or anything like that. I just have a little bit of a gluten intolerance. I can eat gluten, and some things bother me and some things don't. But at the time I was big on gluten-free. So this caught my eye, and that's the story on this book that I can remember. So when I saw this on my shelf, I was like, well, this has definitely been there a long time. So let me pick this up. So it is a Baker's Treat mystery, and it's called Gluten for Punishment, and it's by Nancy J. Para, not sure how to pronounce that. Even though Toni is used to going against the grain by preparing allergy-safe, gluten-free products from her online bakery, Baker's Treat, opening a storefront in the middle of wheat country, Kansas, might be biting off more than she can chew. The town is already skeptical of her flour-free ways. But when a local wheat farmer is murdered outside her patisserie, skepticism turns into outright suspicion. With the help of her eccentric grandmother, her handsome lawyer, and the sexy new widower in town, Toni is determined to find the real criminal before bad publicity and increasingly personal acts of vandalism shut her down. But when another suspect winds up dead, Toni realizes that this half-baked killer isn't just trying to get her to close shop. He's trying to make sure that she's made her last gluten-free cookie forever. Sounds a little cute, cozy mystery, as always. So yeah, that's gonna be my been on your shelf for the longest read. So I might not start out with this one. This next book, I think that's what I'm gonna start out with, just because it's the smallest, and that is kind of part of the category, which is smallest book on your shelf. This was kind of a struggle because I really don't have a lot of like small books. I do have a graphic novel. I have the Walking Dead graphic novel that I've never read. I actually picked it up for a readathon last year. It was her Halloween readathon, which is going to be the next readathon, and those are really fun. So if you want to jump in on that one, those are really fun for sure. Because it's if you love Halloween like I do, usually the categories have something to do with Halloweenish stuff, Halloweenish type books. But so the Walking Dead graphic novel was a graphic novel was actually at the category for last year's readathon, but I didn't get to it. So it's still on my shelf. So I would probably consider that the smallest book on my shelf. I don't know, I just didn't really, that's not what I wanted to have as this category. So the next smallest book on my shelf was this one by Shirley Jackson. This is We Have Always Lived in the Castle. And I actually picked this one up for the last readathon in June. You were to find a book that was less than 200 pages. So this one has 146 pages, and I went through a couple books that look like they were smaller than this one that I haven't read, but they actually had a little over 200 pages. So this one is the smallest next to the graphic novel on my shelf. I picked this one up, like I said, well, it looked creepy, and on the bookshelf at Barnes & Noble's, it had like underneath it, like the Barnes & Noble's employees kind of write their little things on certain books that they like. They have that little section in Barnes & Noble. Well, This one was one of their picks, and it said just eerily fun. So I had picked it up for the last challenge, but I'm going to try to read it this challenge. I actually may start off with this one. It doesn't really say like what it's really about. Shirley Jackson is, she was born in like 1916, and she is well known for a bunch of like creepy stories that she has written. One of a popular one is The Haunting of Hill House, which I actually read a couple years ago, but I wasn't really like, it didn't really do much for me. I don't know. I don't know, but it's a really popular read. It says she dies in 1965. So I don't know. I figured, you know, I'd give it a go again in this readathon. It says for like just a little summary of the book, it just has this little thing here. It says, "My name is Mary Catherine Blackwood. I am 18 years old, and I live with my sister Constance. I have often thought that with any luck at all, I could have been born a werewolf, because the two middle fingers on both my hands are the same length. But I have had to be content with what I had. I dislike washing myself and dogs and noise. I like my sister Constance and Richard. And Amita, the Death Cup mushrooms. Okay, everyone else in my family is dead." So I have no really idea what this book is about, but I'm intrigued. So we'll give it a go. I'm probably going to start off with that one. My next book is actually for two categories, so I did combine this one. It's for most colorful, as well as orange on the cover. So this is Sleep Like a Baby by Charlaine Harris, and this continues with the Aurora Teagarden Mysteries. I'm a huge fan of Aurora. I have loved her since like Sookie Stackhouse. If you're a fan of True Blood from the HBO series, she wrote those books. Charlaine Harris also wrote the Aurora Teagarden Mysteries, which they also have movies for them on the Hallmark movie channels, the Mystery Channel. And I absolutely love them. Candace Cameron Bure plays Aurora on the TV series, and it's just adorable. So I love the books, and I love the TV show. So this is actually the latest one in this series. I don't know if it's the last one or not. It possibly could be, because she took a break from this series for a while, and then last couple years she came out with 2 books. There was one before this one, and then this one came out, I believe, last year. So yeah, it is very colorful, and it does have orange cat on the cover, on the tree right there. So so yeah, I was actually really excited when I saw those categories. When I saw most colorful, I was like, I have the exact book for that, because I knew this book was super colorful. I tried to look forward to see if I had anything else that I hadn't read that was really colorful, and I really don't. This is pretty much the most colorful book that I have in my collection. And then orange on the cover. So there was a 2-part winner right there. So this is a continuation. If you have not read or watched the series, you may be a little lost if just picking this one up. But this continues on with Aurora and all her shenanigans, I guess. It says, in Sleep Like a Baby, the latest installment of New York Times bestselling author Charlaine Harris's Aurora Teagarden series, Robin and Aurora have finally begun their adventure in parenting, with newborn Sophie proving to be quite a handful. Rose's mother pays for a partially trained nurse, Virginia Mitchell, to come help the new parents for a few weeks. Virginia proves to be especially helpful when Robin has to leave town for work, and Rose is struck with a bad case of the flu. During one particular stormy night, Rose wakes to hear her daughter crying, and Virginia nowhere to be found. Rose's brother, Philip, helps her search the house, and they happen upon a body outside, but it isn't Virginia's. Now, not only does she have a newborn to care for and a vulnerable new marriage to nurture, but Rose also has to contend with a new puzzle. Who is this mystery woman dead in their backyard, and what happened to Virginia? This heart-pounding and exciting next installment of the Aurora Tea Garden series will leave fans happy and hungry for more. So I'm really excited. I hope I can get to this one. Like I said, I'm gonna start with this one because it's the smallest, but I think I'm gonna go to this one next, and I'll probably do the gluten for punishment last, and then, well, I mean, not last, but after that. Now my last book is for the last category, most anticipated read. This book is a most recent buy from Barnes & Nobles, but I bought it before this challenge, like even before. I mean, I knew she was doing another readathon in August at the time when I bought this, but I didn't buy it for this challenge. I just want to make that clear because I did buy it. I bought it online. Gosh, it's been weeks, probably like the first part of July, I think, is when I ordered this book on Barnes & Nobles. Yeah, so I've been having it for a really long time, but it's been in my book haul, my next book haul to film for y'all, because I actually got all these other books in after I filmed my last book haul. So I just started making another little stack, and this happened to be in the stack. So this is called Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. So this book, I consider this my most anticipated because it truly is. So when I was trying to see if there was anything else on my bookshelf that I was really excited to read, and there kind of is one other book, but it's really thick. So that's when I said I tried to pick books that are smaller. That's kind of what I meant. Like, I kind of have two books that are most anticipated reads right now. But since this one is smaller, I went ahead and went with this one. But I am anticipating to read this book because Debbie has already read it. Debbie is my best friend. I know I mentioned her a lot, so I don't know if I ever explained who she is, but Debbie is my best friend, and we pretty much do everything together. But she has already read this book, and I have been waiting to read this, but I keep picking up other books. I don't understand why. Why do I do that? I don't know. But this is my most anticipated read. I have already read two of her other books called Behind Closed Doors and The Breakdown. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I have reviews on both of those on my Goodreads. I have that link down below. Go check it out. Very good books. I mean, I couldn't put them down. So I was really excited when we walked into Barnes & Nobles one day, and this was like right when you walked in. And I immediately, when I saw B.A. Paris, I just immediately went to that book, and I was like, I want this book, I'm gonna get it. And I didn't get it that day because I went for another particular book. And I had already, I had my list of books that I wanted, so I didn't plan on getting this one. So I didn't get it. Debbie didn't get it either, but our next trip to Barnes & Noble, she ended up getting it, but I didn't have my coupon with me, and I was like, well, I don't want to get it without my coupon. So when I got home, I ordered it with my coupon. So it came in, but I just have not picked it up to read yet, but I am really anticipating to read this book. So it says, she went missing, he moved on, a whole world of secrets remained until now. Finn and Layla are young, in love, and on vacation. They're driving along the highway when Finn decides to stop at a service station to use the restroom. He hops out of the car, locks the doors behind him, and goes inside. When he returns, Layla is gone, never to be seen again. This is the story Finn told to the police. But it is not the whole story. 10 years later, Finn is engaged to Layla's sister, Ellen. Their shared grief over what happened to Layla drew them close, and now they intend to remain together. Still, there's something about Ellen that Finn has never fully understood. His heart wants to believe that she is the one for him, even though a sixth sense tells him not to trust her. Then, not long before he and Ellen are to be married, Finn gets a phone call. Someone from his past has seen Layla, hiding in plain sight. There are other odd occurrences, long-lost items from Layla's past that keep turning up around Finn and Ellen's house. Emails from strangers who seem to know too much. Secret messages, clues, warnings. If Layla is alive and on Finn's trail, What does she want, and how much does she know? So there you go. I'm really excited to read this one. So I'm going to save this one for last. Hopefully I can get through the other ones this week. I don't know how, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try my hardest. I wish I could. I'm not going to cheat, but I wish I could and start tonight, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a good little readathon person. But those are my books for the readathon. Wish me luck. Hopefully I can get through them. If you want to join in, yes, join in. And I'll put the Facebook group link down below if you want to join the group, or you can just join just for the fun of it. You don't even have to join the group. Just find you some books that go along with these challenges and give it a go. I'll put the challenges down below for anybody who wants to read along with me this week. And if you do it, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you're reading, and of course I'll do reviews on these books as always, and I'll let y'all know how I felt about each of them, and of course I'll let y'all know how I did. I might kind of keep y'all posted during the week, so definitely come follow me on Instagram. That's where I'll be posting everything. And that's it for this video, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I will have probably another 3 videos up this week because I have a special video on Wednesday that I want to put up for y'all, so stay tuned for that. And then I'll probably have some sort of book related video up on Friday. That seems to be like how things are going around here. Like Fridays or Saturdays seem to be my book videos. So stay tuned for that as well. So thank y'all again so much for watching, and I will see y'all on my next video. Bye y'all.